The flooding killed at least 120 people, with more than 170 still missing. Joining us now, Texas Congressman Michael Cloud, who also sits on the House Appropriations Committee. Congressman, obviously, President Trump plans to visit the area. FEMA came in quickly, very quickly, at the request of the governor. Do you anticipate needing to pass any additional spending measures to deal with this tragedy, or do you think FEMA, Texas have what they need right now?
Well, those conversations will happen. I know already FEMA has stations set up where they're already intaking those who need individual assistance. They're, boots on the ground. I visited the EOC yesterday, and one of the big questions I was making sure is that the federal response was supporting everything that was going on, and everybody there was just saying that the federal response has been tremendous, and certainly compared to disasters we had seen in years prior, this stood out as the execution being pretty extraordinary. Right now, though, I mean, we're still going through debris, and we're still trying to find people, and I'm sure those discussions will come about what needs to happen as the long-term recovery process kicks in. But right now, we're still dealing with the devastation, and it's pretty tremendous.
Yeah, and Texas tough is a real thing. Can you just elaborate a little bit and talk about what you've seen from Texans who are coming really from all corners of the state to help those in Kerr County?
Yeah, that's one of the things. My district was impacted by Harvey, and you see this time and time again in Texas, where the first response isn't individual Texans looking for what the government's going to do. It's Texans stepping up to help their neighbors, and of course that's supported by what's going on and with the tremendous assets that the state can bring to a situation like this, along with the federal partners who are engaged as well. But boots on the ground, it's just the stories of heroism that you see coming from Texans reaching out to help neighbors, to make things work, to provide food, to do. I had a friend I talked to yesterday who's going along with they have teams of dogs who are going to try to find individuals who may be trapped in the rubble, and they're removing rubble with them. So, it's just everyone doing what they can to help out.
Yeah, it's a great
thing. Congressman, we've seen, and we've even had on the show, we had the Cajun Navy on earlier. I know Samaritan's Purse, other disaster relief organizations, volunteer groups are responding in full. Have you heard, is there anything they need in the area? I know obviously people want to help, they want to donate, they want to do what they can to help, but is there anything they need right now?
I'll tell you where the need's really going to come into play. Right now, again, I visited the EOC, and there's a tremendous organization and operation going on. I flew up actually with our Coast Guard unit that's out of Corpus Christi, and the first thing we saw once we landed was a team of volunteers there handing out food to people. So, but the thing that a lot of times people forget is long after this is out of the news cycle here, and however long that takes in a few weeks, the recovery process is going to be a very long recovery process, and so that's the time really where we're still going to need more people to engage, to remember that heart that they have right now for these families that are just devastated and affected, and to bring that compassion and action that goes with that over the long haul as well.
Yeah, absolutely. While we have you here, I know that you're also on the House Oversight Committee, and yesterday you tried to get information from former President Biden's physician about the alleged cover-up of Biden's diminished mental capacity, his overall health. But Dr. Kevin O'Connor, he didn't have a lot to say. Take a listen.
Dr. O'Connor, were you ever told to lie about the president's health?
On the advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based upon the physician-patient privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Did you ever believe the president was unfit to execute his duties?
Just about 40 seconds left, but I got to ask you, what did you make of what played out yesterday and him pleading the Fifth?
Even though he pleaded the Fifth time and time again, it does say a whole lot in that you can't plead the Fifth just because you don't want to answer questions. You can't plead the Fifth because it might incriminate someone you know, or it might because of a doctor-patient relationship. The only way you can plead the fifth is if you think it might implicate you in a criminal activity. And so that in its right is telling, and tells us we're on the right track when it comes to an investigation here.
Yeah, his silence told us a lot. Absolutely. All right, Congressman Michael Cloud, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.